forgot.
So can I just ask a question? So if you are with your boyfriend or husband and there's a home intruder in the house, who would you expect your husband to put himself first into that situation to take care of it?
Absolutely. I mean,
Or husband, boyfriend, or male counterpart?
I mean, I know my husband and I have had this conversation multiple times. I mean, we have multiple guns in the house, and he's told me, he's like, go hide in the bathroom and hide in the closet. He's like, and I'll take care of you. I mean, and I know where the guns are, and I know how to use them, just in case he dies for some reason. Or I can, shoot and hopefully scare somebody away.
Hi guys, my name is Favor.
My name is Zainab.
I'm Ella. And today we're going to be checking out a video together. It's basically a debate between Charlie Kirk and some other feminists who want equality only when it favors them. So let's get right into the video.
So then, for those of you that said you were feminists, do you see any inconsistency between saying that you want equality, but you're cool with sending men to run into machine guns to protect your society? Does anyone wrestle with that?
How do you reconcile that? Yeah.
I didn't say I was a feminist.
No, I know,
but
but
it's
some
definitely
did.
mental gymnastics, right?
No, but what I'm getting at, though, is that it's easy, and I know that you have all been so polite, but let's just dive right into it. It's easy at times to bash the patriarchy. Taylor Swift just today was one of her songs, F the patriarchy, and everyone in the concert screams that, right?
Can we Google that, Nick? Yeah.
Well, it's a lyric to one of her songs. It's some
okay.
name tag that was dropped, but she says it like a rallying cry, F the patriarchy. When it comes down to it, it's like you're cool throwing men to the front lines of war, but not yourself.
Why do you think the third wave has happened? Do you think it's revenge? Do you think it's a mind virus?
Well, I think it's...
What do you think?
It's a great question. I think that it is a idea toxin where we have really denigrated having children and staying at home for a lot of women. And some women, that's the right path. For some women, it's not the right path. But for a lot of women, it is the right path. And there needs to be an ideological reason as to why you don't get married and you don't have kids for the vast majority of the population. And they developed feminism, where they said that for young women, becoming a CEO of a shoe company is as fulfilling as having children. And for some people, that is true. But for a lot of people, that's just not true. And you look at the way Gloria Steinem wrote the feminist mystique. It was, I feel as if I'm in an open-air prison, being a stay-at-home mom, barefoot and pregnant, basically, being in the kitchen. And it started this whole push, which is where we are the same as men. And that's the problem with third-wave feminism, is that it ties with the trans movement, is they don't believe there's any sort of biological differences between men and women, which we all agree is insane, right? That men and women are made completely differently. And yeah, I think it's an intellectual and ideological cancer that needs to be crushed. And I think deep down, most people don't even believe it. And the draft argument actually, I think, really draws that out, where when it comes down to it, most American women are okay sending men to war, which you should be, by the way.
Do you young ladies, like if you feel like you say, I'd like to marry and be a stay-at-home mom and not work, if any of you would say that, I don't know, do you feel like other people would shame you, that you get more social clout by saying something else?
I think it's praised right now to be a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
At least from my social circles.
Interesting.
Like everybody.
That's a new phenomenon.
Before we do move on, I'm not going to allow...
Hold
on. I'm not going to allow you guys to weasel your way out of Charlie's question here. So just show of hands, who of you guys said you were feminists? I believe you, and then you. Oh, come on, don't reel it back here. So both of you said you're feminists, but you also said you're not in favor of women being subject to military conscription. It occurs to me that feminism, in the most, I guess, generous definition I could give it, is a movement towards equality. That's not honestly the definition I would give it, but to be charitable, I'll give it that. So how
Davis donated $300. Kirk, I'm a fan, but stop that corporate nice Christian boy facade.
Being too nice.
America is on its last leg, being overrun by illegals and degenerates.
Oh, wow, okay.
A time for being nice and a time for war. Now is time for war.
This is Burger King. It's Mike Davis. All right, Mike Davis, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
That's why men should be in war.
Yeah.
A woman would never say that.
Because
It's time for war. I've never
That's,
uttered that
that's very
phrase in my
astute.
life.
No, that's a very smart point, actually.
And so, back to my question, those of you who consider yourself feminist, how do you reconcile being a feminist, being for equality, but also not being in favor of women being subject to forced military conscription the same way that men are? Go ahead.
Because feminism isn't just feminism, as in if you're a feminist, you have to agree with every single thought and every single idea that every feminist pushes forward, like the draft, for example.
Well, it's not clear to me if that's a feminist, like specifically a feminist position.
Well, then if I'm not a feminist under your eyes, then that's fine. I just...
Would you acknowledge, though, that that would be a pure equality between men and women?
Yeah. If everyone
So you're not
got
in
drafted,
favor of
that would be-
equality
Yeah.
when it doesn't stand to benefit women?
Yeah, but again, I never pushed for 100% equality within feminism. Not
So
every
you only
feminist
want the
believes
equality
that.
that benefits women?
No, I want the equality that benefits humanity.
Okay, so can I
Like,
can I
as a
interrupt?
society.
No, okay, so if that is, are you guys then okay when you find out that women might earn less in the workforce than men?
Yeah, if it falls under that same
Okay, you're
benefits
consistent,
humanity
yeah.
and society, then yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think women should be, if the women are doing the same exact job and producing the same exact amount, quantity, and quality of work, I think they should be paid the same.
Yeah.
But generally, that's not the case.
You know, you're right. Yeah, the law, you can't discriminate based on sex, but usually there's a lot of other factors such as where you went to school, what you studied. So yeah, I'm just trying to flush out the consistency or lack thereof here.
Yeah, I don't ever think it's men versus women. It's like masculine complements the feminine. So I think the new wave feminism, if they're talking about, hey, women are better than men, that's like the dumbest thing that you can ever say. I think women complement men, which goes back to your, draft concept.
Well, I'd like to ask you another question here. Do you think women should be barred from volunteering for the military?
No.
Well, that's interesting. They shouldn't be barred from volunteering, but they should be barred from being forced into conscription despite men being forced into potential conscription. I'm a little confused there.
What's confusing about that?
Well, why would you, if you're fine with women volunteering, why would you object to women being forced?
I feel like we made so many points on why women shouldn't be in war. Do I have to go over them again? I can.
Did you make points? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I did actually. Like, for example, a woman being sent out to war. Well, actually, let's use her example. That was one of the best ones. If we send half women, half men to war, and we lose an incredible amount of population, what would it be of the country and our workforce? Like
Well,
she said,
let's assume.
women are the ones that are able to have one child at a time. Some occasions, 2, 3, if you have twins, triplets, whatever. But one man can produce how many kids in a year? One man can repopulate a population so much quicker than a woman can.
Okay, well, let's assume the conflict we get involved in is similar to Vietnam, where it's not like we're drafting like huge swaths of the U.S. population. It's more like, I just Googled it. I think the United States military conscripted 2 million service personnel throughout the course of Vietnam War.
World War II was way more than that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we lost, 1 million from a population perspective, I don't think it would be catastrophic.
But again, those 1 million women aren't just 1 million women randomly. They're occupying special type of forces. Like, for example, teachers. How many teachers would we lose because of that?
What do you mean? We would get like 18 to 22-year-olds. They're in the middle of doing OnlyFans or college or something.
All of Isla Vista would end up being the Marines. So can I ask?
If you
Okay.
LeBron Aces donated $300. Get rid of those silly
know why I
Australian
was- I don't
headbands,
know why I
twins.
triggered.
I have been to Australia and all their women are like them. Replace them with Jojo Leche bags.
Okay.
Charlie Kirk looks like he's battling Metro Man.
Metro Man?
Anyone know what that means?
I have no idea what.
I think they're saying
okay.
you look metrosexual. That one.
Oh, really? Great.
Rude. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it, I
That
guess.
was so cute.
so random.
Oh, I see what happened there. Okay. All right. Where were we? I forgot.
So can I just ask a question? So if you are with your boyfriend or husband and there's a home intruder in the house, who would you expect your husband to put himself first into that situation to take care of it?
Absolutely. I mean,
Or
I know-
husband, boyfriend, or male counterpart?
I mean, I know my husband and I have had this conversation multiple times. I mean, we have multiple guns in the house, and He's told me, he's like, go hide in the bathroom and hide in the closet. He's like, and I'll take care of you. I mean, and I know where the guns are and I know how to use them just in case he dies for some reason. Or I can, shoot and hopefully scare somebody away.
Right.
I think you were maybe in the middle of making a point. You said, well, that they would be teachers, and so that's why we shouldn't
Well, you were
draft
saying
them.
how like 1 million women dying doesn't really hurt society, and I was saying that it does because women have a higher amount of like in certain roles, like for example,
Women's
like
jobs are
nursing.
more valuable? Is that
No.
the argument you're
I'm
making?
saying like a lot of women's jobs are already majority women.
Right, but I was arguing
So
your
if-
point about like you were making this point of, well, if all the women go and die to war, how are we going to repopulate? But
Yeah.
like I don't think any conflict would reduce the female population to such a degree that it would like have some catastrophic if they were drafted frontline or whatever.
But like we're already at.
Actually, it'd probably be good. I'm going to get canceled for this. It'd actually probably be good for the population if women got drafted, because here's what happens actually with the volunteer force of women. If they ever do face a deployment, a lot of these female soldiers just get pregnant to avoid having to be deployed.
Genius.
So it actually, this
The
is
fertility rate would
Charlie,
go up.
Hold on, Charlie. I think actually conservatives need to get on board with the female draft.
But no, you have to stay pregnant.
Charlie, I need you to commit on the whatever podcast here that you
No,
actually are in
I-
favor of the female draft, because they get drafted, right? We draft only women, and then they're gonna get pregnant so they can avoid being deployed. A lot of women do
If
that.
there,
A
if
lot
there
of
is a
women do that.
pregnancy exemption, they still allow certain
Right, what
pregnant
if-
women to.
what
No, if you're pregnant, you can't be deployed.
How about like only third trimester can't get deployed, but first
I'm
and
just-
second.
look,
They
I'm
have,
just
they
saying-
have pregnancy jumpsuits, but they're not in the Air Force, which is
I
just
think this
insane.
could be a
But-
great talking
Yeah.
point for the
No, it's a real
conservative
thing.
party. Let's draft the women, and then we'll fix the population problem.
Which we have a huge
lot of women will
we have a
get.
huge
A lot
population
of women get pregnant. We will have to ban schmortion, and just
And then everyone's
For
going
that-
to be raised in a
okay.
single parent
Getting-
household. That's horrible.
no.
I hate
of
that.
course,
I hate
they
that
get
for
married
everyone.
or so. They get married.
They get married to their husband who's deployed. Also,
why not?
everything sucks.
We'll figure it out. Anyways.
War is bad across the board.
But wait. So okay, don't draft women because then we can't repopulate. Is that kind of the argument?
Yeah, that was one of them. Yeah.
Okay. What if you only draft like 100, or excuse me, not 100, 1 million women?
Okay, so you want to put a marker on we can draft 1 million women and unlimited men. Wouldn't that also not be equal under
No,
your
just like
eyes?
say 1 million women, 1 million men, or 10 million
Okay.
women, 10 million men. That would
Okay,
be
and
equal.
And if they can prove that those 1 million women are competent and would advance the war just as much as those 1 million
Probably
men.
not, but
Exactly,
we
that's
still
my
draft
point.
them.
No, but that's
No,
my
but
point.
equality, we still draft them.
But wouldn't you want in a war, the people
Then
going
why
to
do we
war?
have women for the volunteer force, which you're in favor of?
Because I do believe that the women who are volunteering know that they can provide quite a bit to the war. They're not just like,
Not really?
Okay. like feminists who want equality only when it benefits them. I think if you want to be equal to a man, you have to be ready to do what the man does. Like, you have to be ready to carry all those loads. Okay, now they're running away from being drafted, like, into military
Yeah.
forces and all that. You can't say you want to be equal to a man and you're not ready to fight wars, because men are really beneficial. Like, men are really important to the society. So we women now coming out like, okay, I want to be equal. There's supposed to be equality between a man and a woman. I want to be able to be gaining this thing the man is gaining, but you don't know what the man, like, I've been through to gain what he's gaining. So I think that equality stuff won't work in that aspect, because
Feminists, right? I feel like they are not consistent. First off, let's even begin from here. The whole idea of feminism, what feminists today are doing is totally different from what it was, right? It was just to make women more involved. But now they want to be equal with men, and I don't think that's possible. Men have their roles, women have their roles, men have their pecs, women have their pecs. Men have their have what makes them different. Women also have theirs. So we can't say they should be equal in every aspect. It's not even going to work. That's just it. That's just the fact. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. When we're talking about paychecks, for example, right? The truth is, if a woman does the same job a man does, right, and get the same result that a man gets, it's most likely that that woman will be paid the same amount that that man gets paid. But the reason why there's a high difference between women's paycheck and men's paycheck is the fact that women and men most times they don't like venturing into the same kind of jobs. You find very little women venturing into jobs that men will actually take up, and that's why there's very high difference in their paychecks. But then when you see a feminist talking about paychecks, they will say men are paid higher than women. And then they are paid higher because of their quality of job. But I don't know if it's that they don't understand this or they just want to turn a blind eye to it, right? Normally, men get drafted in war because they are strong, they have their strength, and then we know that they can actually do that. So I feel like if you want to be a feminist, right? You want to be a feminist, you want to carry out your feminism, be consistent. If you feel like men should be equal with women, be ready for women to also be doing the same activities that men do and not complain about it. Because in all honesty, no matter how much we try to, turn a blind eye to it, the truth still remains that we as women can never be totally equal with men. We have our roles, they have theirs too. And so we should not even be fighting about these things, right? We should just try to balance each other out. So yeah, that's what I think.
Well, for me, women and men need to take things the way it is, how nature puts it.
Yeah.
Because a woman and a man don't have the same strength. For me, they can't do the same job. Do engineering job. She can't. She don't have the strength, because if she do it for today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, you see her body, you see her shape. Should I say shrink or should I say wrinkle? Because she don't have that muscle to do that. So we are not equal. We are not equal. We are not.
Okay, like, with what Charlie Kirk saying, like, okay, men should be the ones to be sent to the front line of war to die, then women will like sit at home and they are asking for equality. It doesn't work that way now.
Yeah, we should be
like
consistent.
Okay, women are allowed to volunteer. Why men are not allowed to volunteer to go to war?
Men
or
are
be
forced.
drafted? No, men are forced.
Go forth.
Women should not be forced. Okay, yeah, you said women should be treated like as queens, princess. Like this woman said, if there's a domestic violence at home or they are being robbed or something, her husband tells her to hide inside. She knows how to use the gun, but still tells her, like, you treat her as a queen, as a princess already. So why would they be asking for equality?
I mean,
no, I think women were just not, we don't appreciate what men are already doing
for us.
I think, yeah.
Women don't really know what they want. They don't really know what they want. Okay, now they said men should be at the front. Why is it that you say that women should be at the front? Because they know they are afraid. They don't have the mind.
I mean,
they don't
want
have the
equality,
strength. They don't
right?
have the bone.
Yeah, like a lot of feminists, like women coming out, going like trying to rule, want to become a leader, like going for leadership and all that. But when it comes to why is it that when it comes to this military aspects, going to the war fronts, like handling guns, fighting battles, why is it that men are the one like sitting there, like, I think it said 90% of men are the ones sent to the war fronts. Then why are women asking for equality now? I think if we're asking for that equality, we need to be ready.
Yeah,
to
should be consistent.
doing what men are doing.
If you have the heart as a lady.
Yeah, but I still feel like we're actually not disputing the fact that there are women in these fields and they're actually doing well. Because even in the war front, there are some women, just that the amount is not equal. So we cannot say we want equality. Even in hard labor stuff, it's not like there are no women there, but the amount of women are very, very little. That's if you will even see any. So I don't think this equality is a thing. Really, we should be real with ourselves.
5% of women, not 95%.
No, there are some women in that military aspect and they are doing well.
Yeah,
like
there are some
I
women,
just
but
said 5% of the women
and 95% of men.
and they are not the one going front. The women, they will just put them in the middle.
So yeah, women can actually do whatever they want to do and excel, but the truth still remains that we cannot say we want to be equal with men. We have our perks, right? We have what distinguishes us, and so we should hold on to that and be happy about that. So guys, that's what we think about this video that we've watched. We'd like to know what you think in the comment section. Do you think the feminist was right? Do you think Charlie Kirk was right? Do you think we were right in what we said? Please let us know in the comment section. And please don't forget to like this video, also share with your friends, and please subscribe to this channel so you can get to see more of our videos. Thank you so much for watching.